Dolphins fans, welcome in to Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott here to preview the Miami Dolphins game against the Buffalo Bills. It is on Saturday night in Orchard Park, New York. The Dolphins coming in 8-5, but they have lost 2 straight. The Bills have rattled off a couple straight wins. They are 10-3 on the season and in first place in the AFC East. So this is a really big game for both East implications and playoff implications. I want to know, who do you got? Type MIA for the Fins or type BUF for the Bills down in the comment section. Fins, Bills, pinned comment. Go down, reply to it when you get a second. We begin talking about the injury reports for both teams. Now, we have Tuesday's injury report. This is being filmed Wednesday during Dolphins Live, so we're still waiting on Wednesday's injury report. But this was Tuesday's. Terron Armstead did not participate in practice with a toe, pec, and knee injury. But Mike McDaniel said on Monday that he didn't have a setback against the Chargers, and he should be good to go. Elijah Campbell is in concussion protocol. River Cracraft with a calf injury did not participate. Eric Rowe with a hammy did not participate. Neither did Jeff Wilson with the hip. Jeff Wilson, very much questionable for this game. We'll continue to monitor his status. Teddy Bridgewater was limited with a knee. Tyreek Hill also limited with an ankle. Tyreek should be fine. Kader Kohu limited with a thumb and neck injury. Hopefully he's fine because he's arguably been the Dolphins' best corner this year as a UDFA rookie. Durham Smythe limited as well. Justin Zimmer with the back, and then Landon Roberts ribs injury. He was limited in practice on Tuesday. We'll continue to keep you posted on their statuses throughout this week. We will be live for a watch party on Sunday against the Bills. On Saturday against the Bills. I forgot the game was on Saturday. We'll be live for the game on Saturday, going live at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you do not miss when we go live. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully the Dolphins can get back on the right track here. Let's talk about the Bills injury report. Ryan Bates did not participate. Neither did Matt Milano or Jordan Phillips. So those are some names that did not participate for Buffalo. Moving on here to some guys that were limited. Reggie Gilliam and Ed Oliver limited. Josh Allen was a full participant, as well as Cam Lewis and Matt Moore. So their injury report not quite as lengthy as the Miami Dolphins injury report. Let's get into my keys to victory now. 5 keys to victory. How do the Dolphins win this game? And you can bet on this game at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125 to pick up a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, you will start with $225 in your account. It's a great deal. Here are the latest odds for this football game. Vegas is disrespecting the Fins, man. Bills an 8.5-point favorite, the total at 42. So I think a lot of people thinking about taking the under there with the snow implications. But I think plus 8.5 is a pretty safe bet for the Fins. I believe the Fins are going to play this game very close. Now let's get in to my keys to victory. What do the Dolphins have to do to get a win on Saturday? Number one, it's Tua being Tua. Tua going back to being himself. And we have not seen that since really before the bye week. So I'd really like to see Tua come out, sling it, put together a solid performance here, which is not what he did against the Chargers. I mean, completing 10 of his 28 passes. He had 28 passing yards in the first half, finished with 145, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I was disappointed about Tua's performance. Hopefully he can bounce back on Saturday. Number 2, establish a run game. And with the weather, it's really important for you to do that. But even if the weather was fine, it's still important. And you've not been able to do that the last couple of games. You didn't have a whole lot of rushing yards against the Chargers. Same thing 2 weeks ago against the Niners. So I'd say establish a run game. Get the run going early and often. Hopefully Jeff Wilson plays. but that's very much up in the air. If you want the Dolphins to win this game, go down, like the video, hit the thumbs up icon if you believe that the Miami Dolphins are going to win this football game. Like the video. I want this to get 1,000 likes. Everyone that watches this should believe that the Dolphins are going to win this football game. I mentioned the weather. Number 3 key to victory is don't let the weather get in the way here, right? You can't use it as an excuse. The Bills are dealing with it too. Sure, they're more used to it, but you can't let the weather get in the way of a victory here. Here is the forecast. I went to journalism school. I never was on the weather desk of the student TV station, but here's my best go at being a forecaster or a meteorologist. The low is 28 degrees. You have wind gusts 17 miles per hour. Could get up to 30 miles per hour. Snowfall, 2 to 4 inches of snow expected in Buffalo on Saturday night. Chance of snow, 84%. It is definitely going to snow in Buffalo on Saturday night. Mike McDaniel was asked about the weather. Here's what he said. I think it's kind of like playing in Miami. All right, it's hot. We're used to it being hot. Does that mean we win every game? I mean, the course of the game can be influenced, but you still have to play in the game. You still have to play in the same temperature and climate as the opposing team. Just one more is used to it than the other. So I think that's something you have to be real and upfront about that. Hey, it's going to be cold. But it's also something that no one cares. The box score doesn't read asterisk, it was cold. So it is what it is. If we're trying to win a divisional game, we're going to have to deal with the elements. And that comes with a mindset and just everyone's going to be experiencing the same temperature. So I don't plan on using that as an excuse in the slightest. Patrick Hammer is a better meteorologist than I just was. And he's in Buffalo, and he says it's happening. A snowy Bills game with a gusty breeze as well. Not as heavy as what we dealt with a month ago. That, is, of course, is when they moved their game to Detroit. Did not even play in that weather. But snow could be moderate to heavy. Here is his weather report. 28 degrees. Lake effect snow. And I lived in Syracuse, New York, 4.5 years. Lake effect snow is not fun. And it's going to be moving toward the stadium. Winds could get up to 30 miles per hour. Kickoff at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Now, I believe Brent Spence is in the chat. He was at this game, 1993 Thanksgiving game in Dallas. The Miami Dolphins winning it. That's one of the best Dolphins moments in team history. I would really love to create another memory in the snow. How many years later? 29 years later? That'd be pretty sweet to be able to go in to Buffalo and get the win in the snow, much like they did in Dallas in 93. What's your favorite memory as a Dolphins fan? Brent Spence is in our live chat during Dolphins Live. He said that's his favorite memory. Go down in the comment section. What's your favorite memory as a Dolphins fan? Let's get into our next key. Number 4 is containing Josh Allen. You won the game against the Bills in Week 3, but containing Josh Allen is not necessarily something this defense did. He still completed 42 passes. He threw for 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. It's pretty shocking looking at the stat line when you know the Dolphins held the Bills to 19 points in this game. So they cannot let Josh Allen do this again or they're going to lose. Josh Allen has certainly had the Dolphins' number in his career. In fact, he's 7-2 against the Dolphins in his career. That win against him actually snapped a 7-game win streak that Josh Allen had against the Dolphins. Here's what he's done in his career, 9 games. Over 2,300 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 picks, has a 104.4 QB rating against Miami. You've got to slow this guy down. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Number 5 key, don't fall behind. You're playing on the road, and you're playing against a very good football team. You cannot fall behind. And I understand that the Dolphins, for most of the season, have been a second-half team. I don't care. You got to come out of the gate swinging and playing well in this football game, because if you fall behind, it's going to be really tough to dig yourself out of that hole. Players to watch. Let's get into that now. Number 1 player to watch is Tua Tagovailoa. How is he going to respond after a really rough showing in L.A.? Number 2, Xavier Howard. He also had a rough showing in L.A. Mike Williams had a field day against this guy, And X is going to be going up against Stephon Diggs, who's a lot better than Mike Williams. No disrespect to Williams, he's a great wide receiver, but Stephon Diggs is no doubt a top 3 or 4 receiver in this league. X, you got to step up, my friend. Jalen Phillips, he had that horrendous roughing the passer call against him, but he still had a really good game against the Chargers. I think he's going to have another good game here in Buffalo. And then Alec Ingold. I mentioned establishing the run. I mentioned short plays that could lead to some success. Quick plays, I should say. Alec Ingold could be the Dolphins' secret weapon on Sunday because the Bills are going to be looking at Mostert, Wilson if he plays, Tyreek, Hill is the weapons to watch out for on the Dolphins' offense. But Alec Ingold is really good. And with the snow being a factor, maybe some fullback dives, maybe some screens to him could get this Dolphins offense going. And then Jalen Waddle. We have not seen a whole lot of him in terms of targets the last couple of weeks. I want that to change because the Dolphins are a better football team when Waddle's getting the ball regularly. So those are my top 5 players to watch in this game. Go down, predict the score of Dolphins and Bills. Who is going to win? What is the score going to be? I have the Dolphins winning 22-19 against the Bills. I think they get the job done here. Going to be a crazy game in the snow, but I think Tua leads a game-winning touchdown drive to win this game for Miami. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Again, we're going to be live on Saturday. Looking forward to that, going live at 6:45 p.m. I should say 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:45 p.m. Central Time. We'll see you there.